time again today in another video for my Sketch to Scrap Saturday video series. So for today I've got this sketch to you which contains 2 inches by 3 inches photos. So I printed all of the photos out onto one piece of 4x6 photo paper, just using my selfie Canon selfie machine. And it essentially has a few strips of pattern paper on top, as you can see there, and a bunch of embellishment down the bottom. And yeah, so let's get started. So I'm mainly going to be using the pattern paper from the Hip Kit Club February 2016, and it features a bunch of pattern paper from the Pink Paisley, I think Celeste line, and I really like this line. So I like the colour and everything about it. To be honest, it's one of those lines that I just really love, and I guess it looks very similar to the Pink Paisley Fancy Free collection, but I cannot get my hands on those in that collection, unfortunately. So I'm just choosing a bunch of pattern paper from the kit, and I decided to go with these 4 pieces, which are relatively neutral but very much about, has pink, green, and kind of lighter but also kind of happy colours, so that way. And I like that black and white, flower pattern, roses pattern, mainly because it's just so neutral but it's still really pretty. So I cut up 4 strips of pattern paper, and I think 2 of them are from the same piece of pattern paper, so just from one side and the other. And I just line them up, and actually in the sketch I actually have 3 pieces of pattern paper, so I think, to be honest, you can probably add 1 more as well. That would be fine too. And so the next thing is going to be doing here is just looking through a bunch of die cut pieces that's from the kit, and once again this is from the Pink Paisley Celeste collection. And I decided to use that tab that says Fabulous just on the top there. Now I'm sticking down these strips of pattern paper, and so I'm just using my tape runner from American Crafts, so the this to that branded one. And as you can see there, one of the strips is actually a branding strip from a pattern paper from Pink Paisley. So it's a pretty good way to be economical about what pattern paper you use. So if you have a bunch of pattern paper that you've got, like those banding strips that you have left in your stash and you want to use them up, I actually think this is a pretty good way to use them up. And now I'm just roughing up the edges of these pieces of pattern paper, these strips. Actually, what you didn't see me, I just did earlier, which is just I sew directly onto those strips, and just a kind of simple sewing. I use just my normal sewing machine. I use it to sew fabric as well as paper, to be honest, and it's been working really well. And the next thing you're going to be doing is I'm going to kind of embark on something slightly different, which is I'm kind of thinking about doing some mixed media. I'm not really sure what you call it. I don't think you call this mixed media, but I'm just using a bit of paint and trying to create a little bit of a, interest on the white background. And I'm just kind of going through a bunch of distress paint dabber, I believe that's what they call it. It's essentially acrylic paint, but this one I'm using is actually from Ranger. And I actually started by just playing around and thinking about what I want to do with it. And I started with, I want to do this thing, which is like, I want a big splash on the page. But then when I looked into it, I kind of decided against it. So instead, I am actually just going to use the white gesso mixed with that Ranger's Distress paint, and that one is actually called mustard seed actually. And I'm just using a big paintbrush and mix the white gesso with that mustard seed Ranger paint, and then just go nuts on the page, to be honest. And because I didn't use that much paint, the actual the paper itself didn't warp, so I was very happy with that. And then I just I'm trying to mat those 3 photos. So these are the photos of dessert that my partner made, and it's actually called Pavlova. I'm not sure, for some of you who don't live in Australia, you might not know what a Pavlova is. It's essentially like a meringue, and he didn't used to like it, and so he made this new recipe and he really, really liked it, and to be honest, I really enjoyed it as well. So and that was the first time that he ever enjoyed Pavlova, so you know, I thought I'd scrap about it. And so yeah, so here are the 3 photos. I matte that with some white cardstock, and then I'm now just cutting up a piece of, I guess, this kind of embellishment bag that actually came with a Pseudo Calico kit. And I'm just cutting the piece up to size. I wanted to fit behind those photos, but not to take up too much room, just mainly because I do like the, I guess, that yellow painted part. And so I'm just cutting up into a smaller piece there. And I was actually going to line the photo up in a kind of 1 row, but and now as I was sticking this piece down and the first photo down, I decided to kind of just put it not as, I guess, lined up as, you know, I was thinking. So one photo is actually lower than the other, and I think it plays with the idea of, you know, those strips being kind of off one side and not fully symmetric a little bit, and I think that's kind of cool. It's almost like a kind of plays with the idea of being slightly messy, which is, yeah, it's kind of cool. And so now I'm just sticking down this thickers, which is from Amy Tan's, and it's actually, so American Crafts one, so from the Amy Tangerine line, and it's called Daily, and the color is, I think it's called Sunset. And I'm just spelling out the word Pavlova, and so I really actually quite like these thickers. I don't know whether American Crafts still sell these, but so because they're relatively old, but to be honest, I was actually looking for anything that is really, really bright. So I could have gone with anything that is really bright, like bright yellow. So, but I didn't have that, so I decided to go with this kind of bright orange instead. I was having a bit of difficulty, you know, peeling out the kind of sticky part, peeling it off the backing sheet there. But yeah, so that is it. And as you can see there, I'm actually not lining all the letters up as, you know, evenly or anything like that. I quite like it, the whole page being slightly wobbly, slightly kind of, you know, up and down, which are kind of slightly messy, which I really like. And now I'm just spelling out the word Andrews. So I started with just, you know, doing Andrews, and now I'm just thinking I actually want to fill up that space on the top, that white space on the top of that Drew word. And now I'm just thinking, just slowly peeling that out. And these puffy stickers is actually from Pseudo Calico. It's from one of their scrapbook kits. To be honest, I can't remember which one it was. I used the kit up, so, and I still have, I'm left with a bunch of thickers, so I just kept that in my stash with all my other thickers. And now I'm just kind of trying to spell out the word Andrews, so kind of just moving it around a little bit, just so that I want them to fit well in that white space there. And kind of moving. These thickers are actually really good. They're so easy to peel out, and they're pretty good at sticking down and staying down. And the next thing you see me doing here is I'm just picking out a bunch of puffy stickers, which are from Heidi Swap, and this one is called the Insta Kit, I believe. And so you get a bunch of wrap-ons and a bunch of these puffy stickers. I actually got them from my local scrapbooking store. Actually, got from Spotlight, actually. And yeah, So, and the next thing you see me doing here is actually I invited my partner to actually do some journaling onto the page, and so as you can see there, he's just doing his journaling there. He's essentially talk about, you know, he used to not like Pavlova, as I mentioned before, and you know, he now really likes it and he thinks it's really tasty, so that's pretty cool. And I actually think it's a really good idea for some of you who who haven't invited your partner or your kids, your daughter or anything like that to do some journaling directly onto your page. I would really recommend it. I think it adds another dimension onto, you know, your scrapbook album, and I'm really glad I did it, and I probably will do it again. So here's the sketch. I'll be posting the sketch on my blog as per usual at eatscrapbake.wordpress.com, and if you are interested in other sketches that I've done in the past, they'll all be there, as well as these close-ups that are coming up right now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed it. And if you want YouTube to let you know when my next video comes out, please subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.